The South China Sea has suddenly turned into one of the most volatile flashpoints in the world, and all eyes are on the Philippines. In just a matter of weeks, the calm waters have been disrupted by a massive show of military strength. Warships from the United States, India, Australia, France, Japan, and even Canada are converging near Philippine waters, creating a scene that looks more like a Hollywood war movie than a regional exercise. But this is no drill. This is a powerful message to the world. As China pushes harder into disputed territories, the Philippines and its allies are responding with unmatched force and unity. The stakes are high, the risks are real, and the Philippines is now standing at the center of a global chessboard. This script will take you inside the action, the politics, the technology, and the very high stakes of this maritime showdown. The drama unfolding here could reshape the balance of power in Asia, making every deployment and every exercise a piece of history. For millions of Filipinos and for nations worldwide, what happens here could impact trade, security, and sovereignty. That is why this story matters more than ever before, and this is where it all begins. Imagine waking up on the Philippine coast to the sight of foreign warships lined up on the horizon, each bristling with weapons, radar towers spinning, and naval helicopters hovering overhead. This is the new reality for the islands sitting near contested territories, where every sound of an aircraft or ship engine feels like a reminder of the tension. The sudden surge of naval power is not random. It's a direct response to China's increasingly aggressive moves in the South China Sea. Over recent months, Chinese Coast Guard and Navy vessels have been swarming areas like Scarborough Shoal and Second Thomas Shoal, using water cannons, shadowing Philippine ships, and creating dangerous confrontations. Fishermen report being harassed, supply boats are blocked, and the risk of collision has never been higher. In response, the Philippines has opened its ports to allied navies, turning its coastal regions into a hub of military cooperation and diplomacy. Every ship arriving carries not just firepower, but also a strong political message. The world will not stand by silently while international law is challenged. The coastline is now a stage where global powers project strength and unity, and the stakes are growing daily. For the local communities, this is more than politics. It's a matter of survival and livelihood. Every vessel on the horizon tells a story, and right now, the story is about resistance and resilience. The Philippines is showing it will not bow down to intimidation and is prepared to hold its ground. The most prominent presence belongs to the United States Navy, a longtime treaty ally of the Philippines. Their massive carrier strike groups, destroyers, and missile cruisers are patrolling Philippine waters, sending a clear and unmistakable signal to Beijing. This is backed by Balikatan, one of the largest joint exercises ever held, involving live-fire drills, anti-submarine warfare, and amphibious landings. These drills are designed to test real-world scenarios, ensuring that the forces are ready for any contingency. Alongside the US, Japan has stepped up its involvement, leveraging a new reciprocal access agreement to station its maritime forces closer to the region than ever before. Together, these nations are showcasing advanced technology like anti-ship missiles, long-range drones, real-time surveillance systems, and integrated command structures to ensure that every move is being monitored. The drills are not just displays, they are rehearsals for defense. Each exercise strengthens communication, trust, and combat readiness. The message is clear. The Philippines is not isolated, and any hostile action will meet a coordinated and formidable response. For Beijing, this is a loud warning, and for the world, it's a reassurance that allies are prepared to defend international norms. Australia and Canada have joined the fray, proving that this is no longer just an Asian regional issue but a global security matter. Australia, a growing defense partner for Manila, has deployed some of its most advanced ships and submarines, participating in Exercise Alone, which focuses on maritime dominance and interoperability. Canada's Navy, though smaller, has brought its highly capable frigates equipped with state-of-the-art sensors and weapons. These joint operations are not just about practicing maneuvers. They are about creating real deterrence and sending clear political messages. When multiple countries bring their firepower into a single theater, it complicates any adversary's plans. The show of strength also serves as an opportunity to test interoperability, ensuring that forces from different nations can communicate, strategize, and fight together seamlessly if needed. These exercises are also platforms for exchanging knowledge and building trust. For local observers, the sight of Australian and Canadian flags alongside American and Japanese ships is a reminder that the Philippines' fight for sovereignty is recognized worldwide. The combined presence of these nations amplifies the strength of each one, turning the Philippine waters into a showcase of international solidarity. India's involvement adds another interesting layer to this geopolitical puzzle. The Indian Navy, known for its growing blue water capabilities, has sent a missile destroyer, a corvette, and a stealth frigate to Manila. This move signals India's intent to be an active security player in the Indo-Pacific. India shares its own maritime concerns with China and is aligning more closely with partners like the Philippines to keep critical sea lanes open. Their deployment is also symbolic. It shows that even countries outside the immediate region recognize the importance of freedom of navigation. For the Philippines, India's presence is not only reassuring but also strategically valuable, as it brings another powerful voice into the coalition. India's participation also reflects its commitment to defending democratic and maritime principles across the Indo-Pacific. It is proof that nations separated by geography can still unite under common interests. India's naval drills in Philippine waters are not just a show, they are an investment in future stability. At the center of all this activity is the Philippines itself, a nation suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Once considered a weaker maritime power, it is now hosting the world's biggest naval players. The Philippine Navy is undergoing modernization at a pace never seen before, acquiring missile corvettes, patrol aircraft, and coastal defense systems. Its military is practicing joint patrols, amphibious landings, and live-fire drills with allies, building competence and confidence. This transformation is not just about hardware, it's about mindset. The Philippines is signaling to the world that it will not be intimidated, and it is ready to defend its waters with international support at its side. Its resolve is shaping the narrative and setting an example for smaller nations. The people of the Philippines are watching closely, inspired by the sight of their flag flying alongside powerful allies. This is a historic moment for the country and the region, where strength, unity, and determination are being tested. The stakes could not be higher. The South China Sea is a lifeline for global trade, carrying trillions of dollars worth of goods every year. Whoever controls these waters controls not just shipping lanes, but also rich fishing grounds and potentially vast reserves of oil and gas. China's expansive claims clash with international law and the rights of other coastal nations. For the Philippines, this is not an abstract issue. It's about food security, energy independence, and national sovereignty. That's why every warship that docks in Manila Bay or patrols near disputed shoals represents more than steel and missiles. It represents a fight for economic survival and political independence. As global trade routes depend on stability in these waters, the involvement of allies ensures that no one country can dictate the terms. It is a fight for fair access, rules, and respect for boundaries. This surge in allied presence has also triggered a war of words and propaganda. China accuses the Philippines of being a pawn of the West, while Manila counters by pointing to repeated provocations and violations of its sovereign rights. Media outlets across Asia are filled with images of close encounters, shadowing maneuvers, and tense radio exchanges. But the world is watching closely, and many nations see this as a test case. If the Philippines can stand its ground with the support of allies, it may set a precedent for smaller nations facing similar pressure. The message, international law matters, and bullying tactics won't go unanswered. Behind the scenes, intelligence sharing is at an all-time high. Satellite imagery, drone surveillance, and naval radars are being used to track every vessel in contested waters. Joint command centers are analyzing data, running simulations, and preparing response plans for potential flashpoints. This level of coordination requires trust and technology, and it shows how far the Philippines has come as a defense partner. It also highlights the seriousness of the situation. When so many countries pour resources into one area, it's because they know the risks are real and the consequences could affect the entire region. These measures are not just reactive. They are shaping a proactive defense posture that ensures readiness. Even as tensions rise, there is a push to keep diplomacy alive. No one wants a war, and back-channel talks are happening between Manila, Beijing, Washington, and other capitals. But these talks are taking place under the shadow of naval guns and missile batteries. The presence of warships is a way of keeping the dialogue balanced, ensuring that negotiations are not conducted under coercion. For the Philippines, this is a delicate dance, assertive enough to defend its rights, but cautious enough to avoid accidental escalation. Every move, every statement, and every patrol is calculated to send the right signal without sparking conflict. As the sun sets over the Philippine Sea, the silhouettes of warships paint a powerful picture of the times we live in. This is more than a regional dispute. It's a chapter in the larger story of global power shifts. The Philippines stands at the crossroads of history, no longer a silent spectator but a player in a high-stakes game. The outro is clear. The world is watching, the seas are tense, and the message is unmistakable. Freedom of navigation, respect for sovereignty, and international law are worth defending. The Philippines, backed by its allies, is proving that even smaller nations can hold their ground when unity is the weapon of choice. These ships represent more than metal. They represent ideals, courage, and commitment. And as the waves crash against their hulls, they carry a single message. The future of these waters will be shaped by those who are willing to stand together.